You're tuning into the Wild, Weird, and Sometimes Normal podcast. If you have a story or a guest recommendation that you think others need to hear, email me at wildweirdandsometimesnormal@gmail.com. Let's get this started. Alex and Brett, kick it!
Wild. Wild. Weird. And sometimes wild. Weird. Wild. Weird. Wild. Weird. Wild. Weird. And sometimes normal.
On this episode, I'm joined by Karen Adolf. Karen and I have been friends for a long time. We tried figuring out the exact number on the show, but then we realized how old it was making us and immediately stopped. I love going to see live music, and countless times I've run into Karen randomly at shows. We discussed the 2024 concert calendar, focusing mainly on the Philly, New Jersey, and Delaware scene. We also cover the first concert each of us went to, the price of concert tickets, where all the local festivals have gone, Corey Feldman, shows we're going to, ones we would consider, and the ones that we would skip. Even if you don't live in the Delaware Valley, most of these shows are coming to your town too. Karen didn't give out her socials, so if you see someone stealing Jeff Ament's setlist before the show, or someone lurking around the Deftones stage a little longer than most, it's probably Karen. So let her know you heard her on Wild and Weird. Enjoy the show. Are you looking to buy a home in New Jersey? Escape the city and move to the suburbs? Finally purchase a vacation home on the lake or down the shore? Maybe you're one of the lucky ones who are retiring and moving out of state. If so, let me help you. Keller Williams and the Real Estate Professional Group have what you need to make your goals come true. Reach out and have a conversation with someone who will put you first. Contact Brian McCoach at 856-321-1212 or email brianmccoach@kw.com. Are you looking for CBD for your pet? My friends at Pure Pet Wellness have what you need. They use the highest quality ingredients. While other companies may use synthetic oils in their CBD, Pure Pet Wellness uses organic ingredients, organically grown hemp, organic coconut oil, organic shea butter, organic beeswax, and that's just to name a few. A family-owned and operated company that also offers fast shipping. Go to purepetwellness.com for all your pet's CBD needs and use the discount code WILD and WEIRD at checkout. That's WILD, A-N-D, WEIRD. Treat your animal right. Go to purepetwellness.com. Welcome to another episode of Wild, Weird, and Sometimes Normal. I'm your host, Brian, and today my guest is Karen Adolf, who is a concert professional. What do you want to go with, Karen?
That works.
That works. We are going to go over the 2024 concert calendar. I have known Karen for 30 years. We start getting the numbers. It gets tough. Yeah. I've known Karen forever.
People.
Yeah. We've definitely gone to concerts intentionally together. I have seen Karen more times than anybody like in the entire world randomly at some show. I'll be like walking to the bathroom line or getting a beer or walking out, and I just walk by. I'm like, Adolf, you're here too? Like, just craziness. So it just shows we both have great taste in music.
True. We like the same bands.
Yeah, so that
we
works
go to the
out.
same shows.
So let's dive into the good stuff. What was your first show that you went to or that you want to admit to?
Actually, I'm proud of my first concert. I'm not going to lie. My very first concert was 93, I think, or 94. I saw Weezer when the Blue album came out at Tower in Upper Darby.
That is an awesome first concert.
Yeah, it was great. My friend's mom took us. I was that young. And I still remember it because the bass player climbed up on top of like 4 high stacked speakers and was playing the show, and the album just came out, so we're playing on Deary all the time, and it was a great show. They played it from start to finish, the whole album.
That's awesome. So I had to go back and do some math, and I'm checking old tours, because forever I was like, my first show was Real Big Fish. But then I'm going back and doing the math on it, and I'm like, I don't think that's true. I think it had to be Warped Tour 97. I'm looking at that. I'm like, no, I was definitely there for that. And it seems that Real Big Fish only came after the Warped Tour. So I think somewhere in my mind, I went with the Warped Tour didn't count as a real first show because it's a festival. And then I just picked Real Big Fish as the one. But then going back to the Warped Tour 97, like, no, I was definitely there. Like, that was it.
I'm pretty sure I was at that Warped Tour because Save Ferris played that. and Less Than Jake always. And Real Big Fish was there because I remember that show. And then I think they had the small side stage where they had like the metal bands play, not the ska bands, because that's why I went. Because I think Deftones were there. I
So I was
remember
going
that.
back, looking through that set list, like 97, 98, I guess the tour list, whatever it is, and just forgetting who was there, and then remembering randomly, like, oh, I know, like Limp Bizkit was at one of them, and I remember
Yeah,
heading over that way, and like I don't think they really had anything out yet. Definitely wasn't like radio friendly, like their first couple songs, like maybe Faith that ended up on the radio, or like DRE or something was playing it, Y100, whatever, and just being like, what the fuck is this? Like this is crazy. And then, then 99, I think the Family Values tour, I went to that and I saw them there. So I'm like, okay, so like this had to be, as I'm trying to work backwards, I'm like, definitely Limp Bizkit wasn't the first time I was at the Warped Tour. And 95 was Sublime, definitely wasn't there. 96, I was like, could have been, but I don't think I was allowed to go to shows. Somehow that whole like eighth grade to freshman year is like this magical line that your parents, if they're not taking you, get to say like, hey, you go out on your own now.
yeah, yeah. No, I remember seeing Limp Bizkit and it was Ozfest, and I don't think I had a driver's license yet. So it had to be like 98 or maybe 99. And they came out on stage of a giant, huge toilet bowl. And we're like, who is this band? Because they played at like, early, like 12, 1 o'clock when all like the not so seasoned bands were on. And we're like, this is amazing. Who is this? And they killed it. I'm like, all right, I like these guys now.
Nothing, I can't think of a band that like burned brighter than they did, but also for such a short amount of time. Like he got caught up in his own hype. But from when they came out through the second album, had Break Stuff. What's it called? Break Stuff? I don't know. It had Nookie on it. Like
Yeah.
from the $3 bill, y'all, to their second album, and then he became the Chocolate Starfish, and people are like, I'm kind of done with this, man. Like you need to move on.
Yeah. Even the
But
last album they just put out.
yeah, I don't know the last time I listened to any of their new stuff, but they are actually coming in concert this year, and they're playing at PNC Park. We're gonna go through the PNC Park and the Camden list and some other things. They're playing at PNC Park, and do you know who they're playing with?
Who?
Corey Feldman.
Oh, that's right. That is right. He thinks he's like the next Beatles. It's fantastic.
He is amazing. There have been appearances where he's been on like the Today Show or like whatever it is, and you'll see clips on Twitter. He's amazing. Like good for that guy. Like I have zero musical talent. I recognize I have zero musical talent. Somebody told him he has musical talent and he fully believes it. He's got some Michael Jackson moves. He's got some smoothness to him. Man, the voice comes out. I don't know who his manager is. That guy just wants his 10, 20, 30%, whatever he's getting.
Uh,
But hey, good for Corey Feldman, living his best life.
he's wearing his pleather pants and the angel wings. Did you see all that? It's fantastic. He thinks he's amazing. So, but it's great because I was like, oh yes, thank you, thank you. Like he was on Preston and Steve talking about it a couple of years ago, and they just like pretended, and they were like, oh, you're so great, like you're the next coming, the next big thing. He's like, oh, I appreciate it. Like I really feel like something's happening, kind of deal. We're like, what? Listening to it.
Any day
It's
now for him.
crazy.
Any day. He's gonna
Yeah.
be, I mean, like has to be at least 50, right? I mean, he's older than us, so I mean, like 50 to
Yeah.
55. But at some point, it didn't happen yet. Musically, it tends to happen in 20s or 30s.
I can't believe they're playing with them. That's great. That's a good move on their part.
I think it's going to get more. It's going to get a sideshow, but they kind of like had the whole sideshow thing going. But like, you're going to get a sideshow freaks come see him, and then just Limp Bizkit back. Like, what were they playing? Like Coachella or something last year? And Fred Durst came out dressed. He had like dressed like an old man. He had a lot of like wool and patterns and
Yeah.
like red sunglasses and a full beard going, just like
Yep.
embracing this whole new. Like, good for him. Good for reinventing himself and coming back.
Yep. I know. I'm actually excited about it because I would like to see them again. I haven't seen them in probably like 20 some years. So it would be a good show. I would go to it. I'd pay money for it.
I would definitely go. So this is one thing that I want to touch on too. We're living, we're living in the current world. Everyone knows what it is. Like, can't afford groceries, can't afford gas, like everything, like houses are like insane. How is it? I feel almost like concert tickets, some of them are astronomical, but for the most part, they're relatively fairly priced. Now you do get jacked on the fees, but you've always gotten jacked on the fees, so don't get mad about it. But Gaslight Anthem ran you at that show there last May. They were $50.
Yeah, they
They're
weren't
playing,
bad.
right? Not terrible. I feel like concert tickets were a lot more when we were younger. They would come in like that $40 to $60 range. Buffett would come through and play at Camden. His tickets were $110. And it's like,
Hmm.
where is this number coming from? And everything kind of seems to be, now, hey, you go see Taylor Swift, you want to go see Olivia Rodrigo. She's playing Wells Fargo Center, I think, in June. So my daughter, she's 7. Like, she doesn't really, she likes Taylor Swift. She likes pop music. My wife's, well, maybe we'll get tickets for her to like go see her. That'd be a fun first show for her.
Hmm.
So not my first choice for my show, but hey, like girl dad over here, I'm gonna have to do what I have to do and
Yeah.
suck it up and go. I log in. Those tickets are $450,
Are you serious?
right? So I'm like, all right, well, this has to be like the resale market. Now, some of it was. 2 weeks ago, Ticketmaster sent me a text saying, oh, get tickets before they sell out. So I'm like, oh, maybe they release more. I log in there, $450.
That's crazy.
Like,
Mm-mm.
who are you? You have one album out and you're going to go, and your fans are 5 to 25. Like,
Yep.
where do you get off charging that much money?
Even like with Morgan Wallen, right? Country guy, he's playing the Link. And last time I checked, tickets were almost $1,000. Now I feel like the Link is a bigger venue, but that's for like huge names. But I guess our huge name people are kind of not touring as much. Like, like U2 or the Stones, or I mean, Pink pulls in the crowd. Like, I think she's coming again too. I think she's doing Citizens Bank. I could be wrong, but yeah. So he's playing the Link, and $1,000 for some guy who he's in his 20s, had like 1 or 2 albums out, which is insane to me. And people will pay it because, like, I think that's where Taylor Swift was, right?
She was at the Link. I think Philly started the whole we can party on the side of the venue and not go in
Oh,
and like live stream. And so I had a buddy who went down with his family and was like, dude, it was so awesome. We had lawn chairs and we had like sandwiches. All my kids are on TikTok and streaming the live stuff in there. You can hear it crystal clear. And then after that, I think she kind of went maybe to Homedale or somewhere, or MetLife Stadium. And they're like, guys, we're not doing that whole Philly thing anymore. And Detroit was like, we're not doing that Philly thing anymore. Like, you guys cannot come. We're shutting down side streets because it's crazy. Like you're spending 4 or 5, 1,000, $2,000 to go see. I don't know. Maybe I
spend
got old. Yeah, I don't know.
2-3 hours of your night for $1,000. But I don't know. I guess it's a once in a lifetime for a kid. It's a big to do and it's awesome. And you get the live experience, but you're still so far away.
That's a problem too. At least for Taylor Swift, they had there was like this meme or joke, whatever going on. Like Metallica was playing, oh, fuck, I don't know, somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Uh,
And they had like no back-to-backs. Oh, they played MetLife and they were playing somewhere in Pennsylvania. And they had like the no back-to-back tour. So they'd play like a Friday, Saturday and not double up on any of the songs. So like 22 songs on each night. So a total of 44 for the 2 shows. And then someone released like Taylor Swift set list and she was playing 50 songs a night. And like, she doesn't need like the no back-to-backs. Like, she just has 50 songs that she like rips through and does it. So at least, hey, you're getting the bang for your buck there.
yeah. I was listening to Lars from Metallica was on, I want to say, Dax Shepard's podcast. I could be wrong. Talking about like longevity of a band and why they do what they do and touring back to back. So they'll do like a Friday, Saturday, and then they're off for a week. And they're just basically like, we did our time. We put in 30, 40 years. We only want to do 2 nights, rest. He's like, we're not out there partying. We're not out there drinking anymore. We can only give like 2 solid nights, call it a week. And you got someone like Taylor Swift who's young and ready to go and putting
And that
out
money's
like,
pouring in for her.
and pouring in. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw she had like, I think it was $3 million a show in Singapore that she was just playing.
It's crazy. She did give back like 50 mil. Did you just hear about that?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. For not being a Swiftie, I'm up on her set list, on where she's playing and how much money she's making. So maybe I am. I don't know.
My 3-year-old daughter told me the other day, she's like, Mom, this is Taylor Swift. I'm like, how do you even know who this is? We don't play that in this house. And she's like, this is Taylor Swift. I'm like, all right, girlfriend, I guess we're getting into the pop music.
Your choice is to save for college or save for Taylor's next tour. That's your choice right now.
Yep. No gray
And
area.
they both might cost the same in like 3 years when she's ready for her first show.
Yeah, they will.
We'll be back on here like, her tickets are $100,000. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's a deal. Don't worry about it. Inflation spiked it all up.
Took out the sweet loan. We're going to go to a concert for 3 hours.
Yeah, 4th mortgage in the house. Don't worry. Got Taylor
No
Swift
big deal.
tickets. Yeah.
No big
So
deal.
one thing I'm annoyed about. So we're in high school, we're in college, all that. They would really multiple things I'm annoyed about. I feel like Festivus over here. A lot of problems with you people. So I'll start with the first one. Bands announced that they're coming. Yesterday just came out. The See Here Now Festival happening in mid-September, Asbury Park, Saturday, Sunday.
Mhm.
Sunday show has Springsteen, Gaslight Anthem, and Trey Anastasio's band playing. Pretty awesome.
Okay.
$160 a night to go. Not bad. When do tickets go on sale? Tickets go on sale. It was either Thursday or Friday. Like tickets go on sale in 2 days.
Yep.
When did it used to be they would announce a show? Hey, tickets go on sale in a month, whatever. You have time to go into school, talk to your buddies. You have time to text your friends, call them, whatever it might be. Hey, you guys want to go? You scramble, you get some money, you figure out where you want to go. You go to Boscov's, you go to West Coast Video, whatever, and you stand in the back and get tickets. I get all that changed. But where is like the lead up time of, hey, we're telling you a show's happening? Like a payday is not even happening, like for some of these kids. But
Yeah.
you're announcing on Tuesday, like, oh, tickets go on sale on Thursday. Well, can you wait till Friday so at least I can get paid and use my fresh money to waste away? All this stuff gets announced and they're like, oh, starting tomorrow, starting right now, pre-sale happens. If you have the Ticketmaster, the MasterCard pre-sale code,
Hmm.
you got to give some room. You got to give a little buffer.
So literally, as we speak, my husband is downstairs because Korn announced yesterday that they're playing their 30th anniversary concert with Spirit Box and Evanescence, and I feel like I'm missing a couple, but Gojira. And they announced it yesterday. Pre-sale is today. He's downstairs trying to get tickets for the LA show. He's going to fly out to LA to go see them with friends. And I'm like, go for it. But even Maiden did the same thing. They announced around Christmas time, Christmas of 2023, that they're playing November of 24 at Wells Fargo. And they're like, tickets going to sell this week. So I was there online trying to get tickets for Maiden in November, and like all the good floor seats are already gone. It's all up into the 200-300, and they're still $100. Like crappy ones you can get for like 75-80, but like the normal 200-300s are like 100 plus. So
That's crazy.
crazy.
But also, where's the lead up? Hey guys, it's Christmas time. Everyone's broke. Guys, we are having a tour. I know you just spent your last dollar in a kid for the Furbies, whatever the toy is. You Tickle Me Elmo. We are $400. Come see us. Like, I just don't get it. Like, you need to
I
get a
know.
little lead. You're still going to sell out. Like, let people hear it and understand. And then maybe you could justify the prices. Like, oh, the demand was so much. This is just what it required. Like, you're announcing Korn. Hey, it's Tuesday. We're going to tour. Tickets going to sale in 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yep.
Crazy.
There's no lead time anymore. Like tickets go on sale in a month. Prepare for it, or go online or wait online anymore. And there's no in stores. There's no nothing. There's no buffer.
Yeah, and that's the hard part. People would announce, and then like ticket on sale season would be like March or April, and you have to decide like, oh, I've got tickets for $50 a piece. I've got $200. I can go to these 4 shows, and you'd be like, oh man, am I going to see this like 99 and the 90s and 2000? I'm going to go see Jack Johnson. Or I'm going to go see Dave Matthews. Or I'm going to get like, oh, Pearl Jam's coming back around. Like, which one am I going to spend $50 on? And you'd have time to figure it out and see which one your friends want to go to. And are you the odd one out just going by yourself to go see, the Family Value Store, whatever it might be?
Mhm.
And now it just boom right on you.
Even
So
Pearl Jam tickets got crazy. Remember they were at Tweeter Center, but it's not Tweeter. Freedom Mortgage.
always Tweeter.
Always Tweeter. Sony Blockbuster. They last 2 years ago they came around, and I was like, oh, I'll get tickets. It was like $500 for lawn. I'm like, see ya. Never mind. I've seen you like 20 times, but still I want to go.
So this goes to my next, old man yelling at the clouds. We're in high school, we're in college, all this stuff. I would go see 10, 15 shows a year. Half of them, more, were at E-Center, Freedom Mortgage, whatever. Now they sell a lawn pass. It's $200. You get lawn tickets, one lawn ticket for $200. I'm sure there's fees, so like $250, whatever it might be. You get one lawn ticket to every single show.
Yeah.
Like, that's nuts. Where was that? Like, when they're selling these, half the shows aren't announced, but that good bands are going to show up there.
Yeah. Because they started doing that a couple of years ago, and Pearl Jam, it was like when the pandemic started to lift and everyone wants to tour again, I guess, start making money and start getting back out there again. Pearl Jam came in that rotation. That was part of the package. Everyone came that year to Freedom Mortgage.
I think the Pearl Jam problem was when they announced the bands, and then by the time because the bands aren't on sale for the whole time, like they stopped selling them at some point. And Pearl Jam, I think, was just rumored and not officially announced. So after the bands were sold out, then the wristbands were sold out. Then they officially announced that Pearl Jam was coming.
Oh.
So you would have made Took what lawn tickets were 500. You would have spent 200. You would have paid $300 by buying it ahead of time.
Yeah, bartering your season ticket.
And this is like an all-inclusive wristband. I am interested in how they figure out that you're not selling, your ticket, or, you're not giving it to a sibling or a spouse or something.
Oh,
You know,
that's
like,
true.
I would find that interesting, how they do that. Like all-inclusive, it's like, you go to the nightclub or whatever the Friday night and you get the plastic one like to your wrist all the way and you can't get it off. But, they're not doing this. You're not getting it in March and not taking it off until November. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know.
Two of my coworkers they get them every year, and I got seats for a show, and they gradually made their way from the lawn, and they were behind us in the seats. I don't think they're really too strict, especially if it's like a low selling show. They're just like, come fill the seats. So I mean, that's good.
So when I went, this had to be probably September 23, September 22. I don't know now. So Gaslight Anthem comes through. They're playing at PNC Homedale.
Mhm.
I'm going with a couple buddies in my neighborhood, and we drive up, and we're on the lawn. Like the lawn's like far away. Maybe I had a couple drinks once we got there. Maybe I had a couple drinks on the lawn. I wasn't driving, so it was fine.
You paid $100 a drink.
Paid $100. Yeah. My buddies had to go to the bathroom. They were with some friends too. They left. I was there. I was like, I'm in the wild. I jumped the fence in front of me. I climb up to get to the seats, and I work my way up. I'm a pro at this. I've done this at Camden a million times. There
Yeah.
was a security guard. She took her job so seriously. I got like chest punched twice by like an open palm where like I was trying to pass her and she popped out of nowhere like a little fucking gremlin. I was like, hey, you can't, like, boom. She's like, where's your wristband? I'm like, and I'm like, I have all the excuses coming. Like, hey, my friends are up here. Hey, buddy, I'm trying to get up here. And again, she's like, whack. She's like, you need to go back. I was like, oh my God. So I walk back, and now I'm like a divider section. Security guard guy's there. He's like, oh, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. The lady's crazy. She kicked me out. Like, my friends are up there. He's like, I'll just hang here for a minute. So I hang. Then this guy turns his head, and it's been 20 minutes. I try it again. I made it past where I was last time. I'm like, new highest level, new high score. Bam, like whacked again, like right in the stomach. Like, oh my God. What? And she's like, that's it. You're out of here. I walk back up. The security guard, who was my friend 5 minutes ago, he's like, hey, man, I told you could just hang here. And I'm like, no, she threw me out. But
Oh my God.
show's wrapping up. I tried a different route. I get all the way up there. I get a pick. So I was happy for that.
That's cool.
I was trying for a
Nice.
set list, ended up with a pick.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Anytime you can
wasn't
get
there.
that close. Yeah. Still have a set list upstairs that I got. I saw Jeff Ament side band, Jeff Ament, the bass player from Pearl Jam. I saw his side band at the TLA, and I literally was there super early, got the set list, and I got a t-shirt, and I still have it. It was probably like 95, something like that. My dad had to take me. That's how young I
Halfway through
was.
the show, they're like, what's the next song? I'm like, I don't know. This girl stole something. She just took our whole list. I have no idea.
I was like one of 20 people in the audience too. I was like, oh man.
They definitely knew who it was. Then they're like, her, right here, right in front of
It's
us.
Karen. Karen's here.
Can we just borrow that set list? I'll give it back to you at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometime
man.
in the 2000s, I figured out that was like a good souvenir to get. And now whenever I can, I try to get up and get, I think that's like one of the coolest things that you can get. Hey, if you get a guitar pick, like that's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
Maybe if they throw it in the crowd like they were playing with it, but a lot of times the roadie's just handing it out of like a pack of plastic that are just left over, and you're getting those, which are still cool too. But the set list,
Yeah.
usually the lead singer is the person doing it in their handwriting, and it's specialized. You see a lot of them now are typed up, and I'm like, guys, can you just like take 5 minutes and get a Sharpie and just write it for me?
Can you go give me something nostalgic? Thanks.
Yeah, like I can type this on my computer and like, hey, look, Pearl Jam set list from like you weren't even there.
Oh God. Were you at the Pearl Jam shows before they tore down the Vet? Or the Vet? Wasn't it the Vet? Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I was at those. They
was-
played the Vet?
Yeah, didn't they? I'm trying to think what venue it was before
They had their
shut it
Ticketmaster
down.
problem, and then they went to, and they didn't play for a while. So maybe they did the Vet before they had their Ticketmaster problem. The Spectrum.
The Spectrum. It was the Spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. They played, I think, 4 or 5 shows that week. I went to 2 of them, and then I think Pearl Jam was the last thing that played, and then they got rid of it. They knocked it down. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah,
They should have
that
the
was
wrecking
great.
ball come through during the encore.
Yeah, Eddie on it, holding a bottle of red wine like he always does.
Because they had DRE 1039, greatest radio station ever.
The
and they were
best.
shutting down, they were changing formats, and they were ending. So it was like 12:01 a.m. They would switch over their formats, and they were playing
I
Pearl
was at
Jam
that show
Alive.
with you.
If it was the night that they were closing, I was not for that. There was a festival for that. They were playing it on the radio, and they kept playing Pearl Jam Alive. And I think the goal was when the song ended that it would switch formats. But they had the timing off, so they played the song 4 times in a row. Then in the middle of the song, like the format switched. I was like,
I
Matt Cord,
remember
get it
that.
together, man. Matt Cord, come on, man.
Matthew Frederick Cord.
Yeah.
I was at that. It was at the Electric Factory. And I remember that because at 12:01 or 12 o'clock, they had a giant fake plug that they lit up and then they pretended to unplug it. And that was it. That was a bummer because I went to like something like not old people music, but not classic rock. Didn't it go to like a completely different
I
format
think it went to like
after
R&B, and
catering?
now 1039 is 1060 or whatever it used to be. Now it's like news radio.
Oh, it was so sad.
I don't understand the format changes. I don't understand how 1039 doesn't survive, but then it turns into like Y100 just takes over all of 1039's music. And then
Mhm.
Y100 doesn't survive and it becomes 1045. Like you guys are all playing the exact same stuff, yet
Yes.
93.3 MMR can just stay on for 50 years because it's what people want. Like, just
Yeah.
how is there? I just don't, I guess there's a money thing or whatever they're doing, but just keep the station the same.
Yeah. And they got rid of Jackson. Jackson was awesome.
Yeah. So that's the problem too. You get too big and, contract comes up. Like, sorry, man.
Yeah, I
Got to
know.
move
It was
on.
a bummer. Hmm.
That's tough. I liked him. His afternoon six packs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson was awesome.
What shows are you going to this year?
Um, we're going to Maiden, but that's not until November. I got tickets for 30 Seconds to Mars. They're playing with AFI, I believe. And I got tickets for Alanis Morissette. I've never seen her. So that was on my list to go to. I'm like, the 90s girl in me needs to go see Alanis Morissette. I just have to do it. So we're doing that. I feel like I had to get tickets back to back. Trying to think. What are you?
I have, what do I have? Hot Water Music. They're doing the 30th anniversary at Underground
Yes.
Arts, and that's in
Hmm.
May. So I have tickets for that. Casey loves country music.
Hmm.
So every year we do a country show. And this year we are seeing Kenny Chesney.
Okay.
So I don't know any of his songs. Everything I thought he sang is not him. We're going with a bunch of friends. And as we talked about, they're like, well, if you like Jimmy Buffett, you're gonna like this. This is like the main party. I'm like, well, I'm in for whatever. I like live music. We'll go check it out. So he's playing at the Link, and Zach Brown Band is opening for them.
Oh,
And then Uncle Cracker is the first band on.
stop
So
it.
so for the price of the ticket, I think tickets were like $120. So wasn't super excited about that. And I was like, all right, well, like I'd probably pay 30, $40 to go see Zach Brown Band. I would definitely
Yeah.
go pay $20 to go see Uncle Cracker. Like if he was like at the TLA or something, like, oh man, I'm gonna go check this out. This gotta be a shit
Yeah.
show. So you factor that in, and it kind of makes the Kenny Chesney ticket like $60. So I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's not terrible.
It's 3 shows in one, dude.
3 shows in one. Why not?
Yeah. I love that you're going to go see Hot Water Music because you are just, like my favorite venues in Philly. Like you're right there. The bands are great. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see
Yeah.
them. And then we haven't gotten tickets yet. I think I'm waiting for the Live Nation Day week that they do, where a lot of the tickets are $25 for a flat fee. So I'm not getting, charged all the taxes and everything else. But we got invited with some people to go see Dave Matthews Band, and MMR Barbecue was just announced
Oh, who's
today,
playing?
I guess. So Offspring's playing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And a couple other people, I don't know who that is. But a couple other people are playing, and they're playing third week of September. So we'll see how that goes.
I feel like everybody's coming in September for some reason, which is nice because it's not going to be disgustingly hot. But there's a lot of shows I feel like they're getting announced now for September.
Yeah, they have to spread it out. Like, I need some June stuff. So the Kenny Chesney's in June. Hot Water Music's in May. 2 people have been on the podcast before. They're playing together. Cross Keys, and then Rusty Pigeon. He's doing a solo set. They're playing at the Squeeze Box Records in Wilmington, Delaware, on
Nice.
April 6th, which is a Saturday. So I think we go drive down and check those guys out. I saw Cross Keys play Berlin Brewery last month or in January, and it was fucking awesome. So my guy Josh just had a heart attack a couple weeks ago. He is back in it though. I just saw on his Instagram he's back up and running, and I think he's playing a show this Friday. So I'm glad that he got better and he's back on the mend and doing what he loves. But apparently he made some positive health changes, and he's in it for the long haul.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
so that'd be
badass.
cool. Yeah. Dave
Um,
Matthews, I saw Dave a bunch of times in the 90s and 2000s, probably way too many. I don't understand how people get into like the 50s and 60s and 70s, like 78th show, seeing Dave Matthews. But his first three albums, I enjoyed a lot, listened to probably way too much. Sometime in like '02, '03, '04, I don't know, maybe I missed a show, whatever, just stopped going every year. And we went in 2022. He had back-to-back shows, just went to one.
mhm,
So friends, hey, want to go check it out? Like, yeah, like Dave, let's go see him. I knew half the music. The next night, I looked at the set list. I was like, well, I knew half of that. I wish you combined both of them.
mhm,
It's really a strange thing where even Pearl Jam, huge Pearl Jam fan. And then in, I don't know, '05, '06, '07, I just stopped listening to new Pearl Jam. They'd be like, oh, an
mhm.
album's coming out. And I'm like, okay, great. I'll listen to it. And, maybe it didn't catch my ear the first time or whatever it is. I'm like, well, all right, so move on to something else. And going back and looking, like, wow, I loved 5 year albums. And since then, you've had seven more. And
Mhm.
like not understanding like anything that has been on like the most recent seven. It is like a weird feeling.
I feel like we're kind of getting to that age where we're like, our era stuff was the best stuff, you know? And like the new stuff is good. It's chill, it's listenable, but then like we always just favor the early hardcore to our heart music that we grew up with because we can relate to a little bit more. And I feel like it has a lot of sentiment to it and memories to it. Like, give me any of that from the 90s, early 2000s. And like, you're like, oh, I remember this. I was at this concert with this person. And you know what I mean? But like, even like Incubus is coming and they're playing Morning View in its entirety. And of course, I jumped on as soon as they were going on sale. I'm like, I have to hear this whole album because this was like one of my favorite albums. But it's like 20 years ago it came out, something like that. I'm like, oh no,
I don't like
I'm at
looking
that
think about the
age.
time of it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard, these bands are coming out. They're in their late teens, in their 20s, whatever, and they're fighting for their life. Like, hey, I want to make music. So they have
Mhm,
like all this like pent up and whatever and like determination. And it, comes down the record and they talk about the sophomore slump. But I think for the most part, maybe that's overrated a lot. And you can always find gems on the second album, like third album, whatever it is, until they decide, hey, we need to change our sound because that's not like what we're doing. And then like once people decide like to kind of change their sound, I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm still on board anymore.
mhm.
But then also, we're in grade school and high school and there's like all the stuff going on. And like that music becomes like the soundtrack for your life at the time. And it's funny if you're like on Facebook now, whatever, there'll always be these the top 20, whatever the hot tracks or whatever it is, and they'll
Mhm.
show, what the top songs were this week at this year. And like I get stuck in that all the time. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, like this just brings back so many memories of like what was happening like in that exact instant, like in life. And that
Mhm.
music, it's still good. And hey, I get I'm old. I'm not gonna like the new music coming out, but also like the new music sucks. Like that's not gonna get played 20 years from now. Like
No.
some of this pop stuff, whatever, I guess is gonna carry over. And Taylor Swift will be wedding songs for these girls growing up and everything. But all this mumble rap and everything else, like that's not getting played ever again.
It's not, I feel like less and less people that are popular anyway, they're on mainstream radio. They just don't play instruments. No one's writing songs. They're just giving it handed to them. I mean, I gotta give Taylor Swift credit. Like at least she plays the guitar, you know? I mean, it's not my music, but she's playing music, and especially that younger genre, they understand all the lyrics, that hits home. Like I get why they love her, but the other stuff, not playing instruments, auto tune, all that stuff. I'm like, I guess I'm just getting old, but that's just not my jam.
Yeah, I just don't think that adds to a longevity of like, what do they plan on doing? And hey, you made it. Like, so who cares? Like, money's coming in now. That's fine. Like, what do you plan on
Yeah.
doing in 5, 10, 15 years? You're going to be on like the Q102 retirement tour, like they're going to have or something. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah. Even the Q102, like Jingle Ball or whatever, is still our music. It's like Usher. All of our old 90s people who like sing and dance and perform.
Yeah, they'll add one or two new people and they're like, well, we got to get, talent on here if people are going to come in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough, but especially now that I feel like they're getting rid of the middleman, like there's really no managers and stuff like that when it comes to like finding talent. Like there's no recruiters, everything's online. So, in the same aspect, music is kind of disposable in that way because there's so much content. So to find like the new Nirvana, the new Taylor Swift or something of that nature, like it's hard because there's so much.
Right. This almost goes like with TV that everything I listen to, if it's new, like I could have all these bands that I listen to that nobody else even knows about. Or, like it's such a small, like 100 people will be at the show. Or, you go to Pearl Jam and you're going to have, 10, 15, 30,000, whatever it's going to be.
Mhm.
And like even TV, we could talk about it and like, oh, you're not streaming on Amazon. Oh, you're not watching this on Apple TV, and just never have this like TGIF background of like, oh, 8 o'clock Fridays on ABC, we're watching Full House and Doogie Howser or whatever else it might be. But now like people are so disconnected, and if the radio is not feeding it to you, I guess it'd be interesting in like the streaming numbers for the radio, like whatever their Nielsen ratings are, whatever they're trying for,
Mhm.
and like the crap that they're playing for you versus like what you can stream on Amazon Music, or you're just finding on YouTube, or you're just finding on random ass playlists or something.
Yeah. To be honest, I really don't listen to the radio anymore. I stream everything. I live on Spotify to find new music. Like, oh, if you like this band, you'll like this band. And that's just like how I rabbit hole to find new music anymore. I mean, I throw on MMR because I love Preston and Steve, but like I haven't listened to radio at all, like I used to, especially not when I was a kid, because they still play the same stuff.
It was funny.
Which
I was redoing my kid's bathroom over the weekend. My dad was over helping out, and I was like,
Big
"All right, man.
Howie.
Like Big Howie, Big H was up in the
Yeah.
house helping out. Guys still help me out to this day, man. Great. If without him, the kids would not have a toilet to pee in right now. So, thankfully he was here to help out with the floor, and I just put the toilet in today myself. I can do the toilet, the floor. I needed some help with, but it is all level. I'm not just falling over on it, so it's great. But so he's here, and I'm like, hey man, like, what do you want to listen to? I have the Alexa streaming. He's like, oh, whatever you want. So I put classic rock on for a little bit, and they were actually playing a Billy Joel song that I never even heard. I'm like, is this Billy Joel? Like, I don't know. So I'm like, all right, get out of this. Let me put on 90s alternative, and it got really sad for a minute because it was just like hit after hit after hit, but it was Nirvana into Soundgarden into STP into Sublime they went into, and I was like, dude, all these people are dead. Like they're not even like
No.
if you did classic rock, I was like, I'm listening to Billy Joel. I can go up to Madison Square Garden this weekend and go see him play. Like how
Yeah.
crazy is that? As they're just going through stuff, I was like, oh, Oasis came on. I'm like, well, they're not even together anymore. Like you can go see the Flying Birds or whatever, and he's not going to play his stuff. Like just absolutely crazy. Like
They hate
every
each
song that
other.
was coming on. Oh yeah, yeah. But, like
Yeah.
everything that just came on, I'm like, dude, like, all these people are dead.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. Or that whole like 90s era, everybody just died. Like Alice in Chains, Lane Staley. But I did see Alice in Chains probably like 15 years ago with the new singer. If you shut your eyes, it was Lane Staley up there. It was crazy. Dude sounded just like and he put on a phenomenal show. But they haven't toured in a while. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that
everyone from our era is like, mm-mm.
yeah.
They-
It's hard. You want to make money, you're in a band, and then if your lead singer dies, it's just like, well, shit, man. That was really it. But then there's
that's
times like I
Rex.
can step in and fill in and do what they can. And so Sublime, we're talking about them. I wasn't able to see them when they came on the Warp Tour, and then by then he was dead.
Hmm.
So he dies, and Bud and Eric do a spinoff of Long Beach Dub All Stars at first, and they're playing Electric Factory. I go check those guys out, and then they kind of stopped with that, and they fell off, and they started this whole Sublime with Rome. I was like, well, I'm not like this is just like a cover band. Like Badfish is a cover band that sounds a lot more like them, and for half the price, like I go see this, and like I don't want to go see this knockoff thing, and then Bud falls out of the band, and so now Sublime just announced that Brad's son Jacob, he is going to be the lead singer of Sublime, and the three of those guys are going to tour. So Eric and Bud, the originals, now with Jacob. I will go see that. I'm excited for that. So last year, Long Beach Dub All Stars was coming
Hmm.
around in May, and they're playing in LBI. It was $25. So like,
Hmm.
shit, man, like I'll go check these guys out. I wasn't sure who was in the band. They're all Sublime adjacent or somewhere. So it was pretty cool, but very different from when I first saw them. Then I'm looking at who else is playing, and Brad's kid was opening up for them. I was like, shit, I gotta go see it. And going to see him, his original music that he does, it was all kind of like spacey and like David Bowie, like trippiness going on, like a little Space Odyssey
Nice.
thing happening here. But like the kid could sing. And then when he
Hmm.
would cover the Sublime songs, it was like, Jesus, man, like you sound just like your dad. So to go see them now, I see that as less of a cover band and more as a family institution. That's how I'm selling it to myself for when I spend $100 on their show.
I think he was just at City Winery playing some of his stuff and some of his dad's stuff. And my friend went and said it was great. My only complaint was it was too late at night because we're old.
So
But
this
said he
Long Beach
was
Sub All-Star
amazing.
show, like 8 o'clock, whatever doors, I'm there. Some buddies there, 7:30, 8 o'clock. We had something to eat and we're hanging out. And then the opening band goes on and it's 9:30. Then Jacob goes on and it's 11.
Oh,
And Long Beach Sub All-Stars didn't go until 12:25. I was like, do you have a noise ordinance? Like, this is the middle of a neighborhood. Like, this was just a
yeah.
restaurant on the bay in the middle of a neighborhood. Like, do you guys have noise ordinances? Like, this is crazy.
Are you guys tired?
I'm exhausted. It's like,
Like,
drinking a Red Bull at midnight. I'm like, are you ever going to bed?
it is after midnight, sir. It is time for bed.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
we're driving
funny.
home. I get pulled over by the cops. I was going like 5 miles an hour, but you know, it's a short town and it's late at night. They assume everyone's coming to the bar. But
Uh-huh.
nobody in the car had anything to drink at all. And the cop was like so disappointed. He's like, you're kind of speeding. I'm like, oh, sorry, sir. Just a bunch of 40-year-old guys just heading home. Like two of them are playing like Words with Friends or something with each other. And, you know, just have on, you know, we have like Sade or something on, like relaxing to try, you know, the guy's just like, what is
Yeah.
happening? You know, he's like, just please, just go home. Just go. Sorry, sir.
Sir, if you pulled us over 20 some years ago, it'd be a different
Uh,
scenario.
Yeah, you had been really excited. You'd probably got an award for pulling me over 20 years ago. Now you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
like
Keep
stone
going,
cold
sir.
sober. Yeah.
Yeah.
Friendly, car's turned off. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. You actually had to get out of your car. It's a little cold out. And he's like, oh, no, what? But yeah, that was good.
Nice.
All right, let's run through some of what's happening at PNC and Camden,
Okay.
and I know how we're gonna do this. Like, very interested, barely interested, or like somebody would have to pay you to go.
Oh, go for it.
All right, the Beach Boys.
Negative.
Negative. I've heard Stamos is showing up with them.
Stop it.
Somebody
Yeah?
just told me that they where Beach Boys were somewhere and Stamos was like front and center, lead singing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You would go for Stamos?
Probably.
All right, because Aunt Becky might show up then, so like you'll get like a bonus.
Like my parents are here. This is amazing.
Yeah. So I would go see the Beach Boys and they would like check off some bucket somewhere that I have of just
Okay.
seeing bands that I know. But they a few years ago they played the Scottish Rite Auditorium in Collingswood.
Oh, nice.
And like I would have been more interested in that than now going up to PNC Homedale to go see that.
Yeah. I haven't been up there probably since I saw Eminem and Exhibit
That's a good show there.
20 some years ago.
Yeah.
I haven't been up there.
PNC now, not that I live so far away, but I can get on closer to get to PNC probably in like an hour in the parking lot. Parking is free. So you're saving
What?
$40. Parking is free.
Yeah. That's
So you
crazy.
save $40, right? I went to Dave
Yeah.
Matthews, was $40 per car. I was like, this is crazy. You get there in about an hour, and it's pretty much the same setup, but more of a slope as
Mhm.
Camden. Like the lawn like slopes down more. So good for slip and slide, I guess. And the woman will punch you like in your solar plexus with the palm of her hand if you try to sneak down. So just keep that in mind.
They don't
Wear
mess
a
around.
shield. Yeah, they don't mess around. Where if you go to Camden, you know, that's probably 30 something minutes for me. I have to go through Cherry Hill and all this nonsense, which is just nonstop traffic. So maybe it's 40 minutes and you get there and it's $40 and there's nowhere to get in or get out once you're there. And so leaving is just like, if you don't leave instantly, if you don't leave during the encore, you're just not leaving for an hour after.
Yep.
Where at PNC, you can leave whenever and there's a road to get out and like everyone just goes. So
That's
it's kind of the positive and the negative of it.
Mhm.
They have a Juneteenth festival, but it doesn't say who's playing. And Googling seems really hard. Hardy, Kip Moore, Travis Denning. Do you know them?
No, but they're also coming to Freedom Mortgage.
Okay. Outlaw Music Festival, Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, Robert Plant, and Allison Cross.
Oh, I would go for Robert Plant.
I've seen Willie Nelson play at another Outlaw festival. I think just to say that you were there is enough
Yeah.
for him as an artist. Bob Dylan showed up with Springsteen one time. I don't know what Bob Dylan's going to do now. The guy's like 85 years old.
Yeah.
But for Robert Plant, probably.
Yeah.
Alanis Morissette, Joan Jett, and the Blackhearts, and Morgan Wade. You're already going, so know that answer.
Yep.
Dave Matthews is playing. I'm going to the Camden show, I think. So that's my answer. Slightly Stupid and Dirty Heads.
Yeah, they're also coming to Camden.
Yeah.
I've actually seen both of them before, and they put on a fun show.
I've definitely seen Slightly Stupid. I feel like I've seen Dirty Heads. I feel like I wouldn't want to spend $50 to see them.
You would spend 50?
I would not. I feel like I would
I
not.
would not. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
I
feel
would.
like at
That's a
this point in time-
$25. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wait for the Live Nation thing, and even then, like maybe some friends will have an extra ticket. Like, hey man, I'm gonna throw it out if you don't want it. I'm like if you come pick me up, like maybe, and like, do you already have beer in the cooler? Because I'm not I'm
Yeah.
not doing anything for this.
Get a cheap resale ticket day of.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Jason Aldean.
I'm not a country person. I like a few country artists, so I'll probably have to pass on that one. But
Yeah, I don't think I would go. We have the whole Vegas thing with him too. So I would say either like it's really safe to see him or he's just cursed and something else might happen. So I'm not going to go see Jason Aldean. Third Eye Blind, Yellow Card in Arizona. Not in
uh,
Arizona and Arizona, in addition
they're
to.
also coming to Camden, and I would go see Yellow Card, Third Eye Blind.
I would not go to Homedale if they were at a smaller venue and like Casey wanted to go.
Hmm.
Like that'd be like my ticket oh yeah, of course. Hey, if you want to, I guess I'll go. But like
Yeah,
Third Eye Blind has like 3 to 5 songs. Yellow Card has a few songs. I don't know Arizona, but I just don't think their music is meant for that big of a venue.
it's not. It's
Yeah,
not.
Santana and Counting Crows.
I mean Santana is amazing. Counting Crows. Nostalgia reasons, yeah. Would I pay 50? No.
Yeah, Santana. Like, all right, I guess Counting Crows. I'd be more interested in an acoustic show from them at a smaller venue.
Yes. Yeah.
Foreigner, Styx, and John Waite.
Also coming to Camden. Um, nah, I'll pass on that one.
Yeah, I don't think so. I feel like that's kind of like more the MMR barbecue, or like they should have that as like a free show. Like maybe just have it
Yeah.
on the rooftop of the studio or something.
Or free 4th of July fireworks show at
That
Cooper
would
River
be,
Park.
yeah. I should Google and see who's playing that. I don't think they released that yet. I Prevail and Hailstorm.
Yeah, I would go see that.
I'm, I'm not sure I know who they are. I feel like Hailstorm, maybe I do know. I don't know.
You know Hellstorm if you heard them.
Yeah. Sammy Hagar and Loverboy.
Weird. That's definitely for my brothers. My brother's age, but not me. No, thank you.
So if
And
they
is
had a
he
free ticket and they came by and picked you up, you're in.
yes, but
And the free tequila as you go in. There's like Sammy out there pouring the tequila for you.
the Cabo,
Yeah.
yeah. And is he gonna play Van Halen or is he gonna play his side stuff? And is he gonna play I Can't Drive 55? Because that's like the only song I like from him.
You better make a sign and like demand it.
Yeah.
Like, I only came here for this.
Yeah.
All right. July 30th, clear your schedule. Limp Bizkit with the opener of Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman. Yeah.
So I should say Corey Feldman headlining with some little forgotten band called Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. Do you remember this little band called Limp Bizkit? Oh, here comes Corey Feldman. Back up.
Yes. As I'm dressed like Michael Jackson there, freaking out for Corey Feldman, and then Limp Bizkit comes on. I'm like, time to the bathroom and get a beer.
Dude, if you don't show up in pleather pants and like slick back hair, forget it. And bring angel wings,
That's
maybe
called a
some
Tuesday for me. What are you
eyeliner.
talking about? Why wouldn't I? I would definitely go see Limp Bizkit. I wish they were playing in Camden. I think for that one, I would rather drive to Camden and deal with the nonsense than go up to Homedale.
Yeah, I agree. But for an hour, it's not too bad because by the time you sit through traffic in Camden and get home, it's like an hour anyway.
So one thing we didn't bring up in the beginning, that we grew up in one of the best spots for getting to Camden. That we grew up a mile from the Lindenwold Speed Line, which is the last stop. So hey, you're like, oh, I was at the Cherry Hill Speed Line, I was at the Ashland, I was all this stuff. Okay, like you have to remember your stop. Lindenwold, they stop and they kick you off the train. Like they come through and they're like, everybody get off. You're like, Lindenwold or 17th and Locust. They're like, oh, Lindenwold. Oh, great, I'm here. There've definitely been times they've woken me up and they're like, hey, get off. I'm like, Lindenwold? They're like, no, still in Philly. I'm like, I gotta go back to sleep. So they stop, they kick you off the train, and then you get a cab, you stumble home, or one of your buddies drove, and you're home in 5 minutes. So like all of this was just perfect.
L Town doesn't mess around. You get off the train and you're home 5 minutes. Now you can just Uber or Lyft or anything. Yeah, it's great. And if you're crazy enough, you can walk. Yeah, I was gonna say, you can walk.
I've been there when you get back in the further developments of Stratford. You're getting off the White Horse Pike. You're like, oh, this isn't so bad. You cross over Atlantic. You're like, oh, this isn't so bad. And then you start hitting past Warwick, and you're like, oh, the fuck did I do this for?
Like, why is it so far?
Yeah, I'm gonna knock on my buddy's parents' house right now. Like, let me in.
Yeah. I need a rest.
All right. We have Train, REO Speedwagon, and Yacht Rock Review.
That's a negative for me.
No Yacht Rock for you?
No.
So as we go, so why aren't there more festivals? So we talked about the See Here Now festival. There used to be festivals all the time. Like Y100 has festival. 1045 used to have a birthday bash that they've kind of gotten away from. where the bash is just one band, then like an opener. There used
Hmm.
to be Warped Tour would come around, like the Lollapalooza, whatever it might be.
Lollapalooza.
But you would have 12 bands plus coming through. Of those, six were worth seeing. Like where? So I'm looking at Train, REO Speedwagon. Shouldn't they be playing with like Counting Crows and some other people we named above? Like, shouldn't there like where's the old person tour, whatever you call it, or where's the Wine Mom tour?
Combined all those bands together, that's like a full day festival. I don't
Right.
know if they're losing money with it because some people don't want to see all those bands, but I feel like they're all kind of the same genre. So like, why not combine them and call it a day?
They're all kind of
Um,
the same band. Where I mean, if they were playing together, like, oh, this is a Train song. I thought this was actually Counting Crows, or oh, maybe they're just covering the Counting Crows version. Like I've like they're all kind of the same thing.
yeah, like I feel like all the big festivals, like the one at Asbury Park or whatever, and then Lollapalooza. I'm pretty sure that Lollapalooza is still a thing. It's just stationary. Like it's one place every year, or Firefly, which is in Dover.
That's in Dover.
Um,
Chicago still has Lollapalooza. That's pretty sure that's where it started, and they had that last
yeah,
year. But it's not touring anymore. It used to go around.
right. I feel like everything's just stationary. Like you can come here and it'll be 2 days, but no one tours around. So I don't know if there's just not an audience for it anymore in certain areas, but I feel like Philly pulls a lot because we're in the hub of the shore towns and the center city. So I always felt like it was a good place to tour to make money.
So we are lucky. We get. I mean, within our general area, we get almost every show. It's rare that someone's not coming to Philly. Now maybe they're doing. Oh no, I was going to say Luke Bryan. I just saw that, but he's doing kind of like a Midwest thing. But he is playing the Barefoot thing in Wildwood.
Oh,
We do. I guess we do have shows. We do have the Barefoot Music Festival. There's another country one, Atlantic City. See Here Now. But it also just seemed that the radio stations would have their own festival every year. And I'm not sure how that would work with, was that just the stop for the Philadelphia? But you would have, there was times that MMR Barbecue was Stone Temple Pilots, an 80s band, another
mhm.
90s band that was all kind of like they could have toured on their own, but they all showed up here at the same time. I do
Yeah.
wonder where they went, like what their next tour stop was. Like, did they break off or like did they just was that their radio station tour that they were on for that summer?
Yeah. I feel like it would just be like a stop for them and then keep continuing on their own thing because like I don't know why. I mean, it makes sense to tour more with all those bands because if you're pulling all those people in one location, you feel like it would be profitable on other sites, but I guess not.
Right. So what does Camden sit? What does PNC sit? A couple thousand, like 10,000? I
Yeah,
mean, 20?
I think it's yeah, north of
Okay.
10.
Just call it 10,000.
Right.
Train is not having 10,000 tickets sold out. Like there's no one's going to
No,
be there. Like, so I just don't understand.
I
Yeah.
know.
And so here's another one. After Train on August 2nd is Hootie and the Blowfish.
So I guess he's not doing country music anymore. He's doing both.
Probably, I don't know, maybe both. Maybe he's opening for himself. Hootie and the Blowfish is playing 10,000 people.
Yeah, that's wild.
Hootie and the Blowfish in their prime couldn't play 10,000 people.
Yeah, no, like with one hit. No, I don't
Yeah.
see that happening at all. I'm looking
Earth, Wind,
up
and Fire in Chicago. They did that. Like, I just feel like this should just be a week of, hey guys, we have campers out here. You can rent a camper from us and just hang out here all week.
$10 tickets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Doobie Brothers and Steve Winwood.
Mm-mm. You know, everybody's on the lawn in chairs for that one.
Yeah, because they can't get up. They're just stuck in, they're just stuck. All right. Creed, Three Doors Down, and Finger 11 on August 7th.
So you know the internet brought Creed back for sure. Like all those reels and memes are hysterical. Yeah,
Scott
so they came back.
Stapp said, lead singer Creed, I just saw
Mhm,
yesterday, I think he said
mhm.
that this tour, he thinks that God is they're going to make them bigger. He's very religious, is going to make them bigger this year than they ever were in their heyday.
Stop.
This is,
It,
this is
it's
from,
impossible
this is their
unless
comeback. This is their comeback.
unless it's because all the younger like 20 somethings got into them because of all the reels and memes about them. So maybe there's going to be another influx, but I don't know. That's setting the bar pretty high for himself.
They were always accused of being knockoffs. He never, hey, whatever. I'd love to be a knockoff of somebody, who was like, if I wanted to be a singer, like, oh, you're the poor man, So Oasis was like, you guys are just ripping off the Beatles, and one of the Gallagher brothers was like, why wouldn't we? That's the best band in the world. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how
Yeah.
dumb are you that like we wouldn't try to be like them?
Yeah.
But like to be for Creed to be the poor man's STP or Pearl Jam or whatever, they were getting compared to. Like that's still better than, the greatest karaoke singer at Sharky's.
Yeah.
It,
Oh, you're
you
talking
know,
about my brother?
it wasn't direct shots at anybody. It was just a very general term. Hey, good for them. Maybe they're going to have some new music they're going to play. And, Scott Stapp speaking through the Lord, just ready to go, bigger than ever.
So apparently, Freedom Mortgage holds 25,000 people.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. So if Hootie and the Blowfish think that they can get that because they're also coming to Camden, that's wild.
So
I don't
they're,
know, man.
going in my teens and 20s to Camden, there like shows were packed. Like the stuff that I was going, because obviously I know what the best shows I was going to were insane. Like Pearl Jam, like you couldn't move. Dave Matthews, you could like you left to go to the bathroom to get a beer. You weren't finding your friends. Always
Yeah.
show up at pole 2, you'll find them. But
Yeah.
you're not finding your friends, whatever it is. I got older, moved away, stopped going to Camden for a little bit, came back. We went and saw Dirks Bentley,
hmm
and that was so packed, like it just like not breathable, like how it used to be. And then going and seeing Dave Matthews again, we show up, everybody had a blanket to sit down, like all the girls had their blankets, all the wives, and there was no problem of finding where we wanted to go.
hmm
Went and saw Luke Bryan. All the wives had blankets. Like, hey, we're gonna dance in this 20 by 20 area, and like these are bigger names. Like is Luke Bryan and Dave Matthews bigger than Hootie and the Blowfish? Now, I would think so.
Yeah, for sure.
And if people are moving around the lawn like that very recently, I mean, do you just have the whole lawn to yourself? Is this like a private, like, hey, I ran it out, like, look how great I am. I ran it out for you, Casey. Like, we're just hanging on the lawn by yourself.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
I
25,000 people.
So I got tickets for Post Malone last summer on a whim. I liked them. I'm like, oh, he's cool. So during the pandemic, when he did the Nirvana thing, I don't know if you saw it. He did like a live. Okay, so he did a live Nirvana cover stream, and I'm like, oh, so this dude can play guitar and sing, and he's just not like. So I got tickets on a whim, and I'm like, oh, whatever. I got them when they went on sale. I'm like, I'll go see them with my friend. We get there. I have no idea it's sold out. It was like $19.99 all over again. I'm like, I have this much room on the lawn. I'm like, holy crap. He came out with a live band and like a 5-piece orchestral piece and opened the entire show with like he played the song he did with Ozzy and a couple of his hits, but just with the band and the orchestra. I was like, this is amazing. And I mean, pyrotechnics, all this stuff, and then did his like stuff, and everyone was into it. And it was like instantly took me back to like my early 20s. I'm like, all right, here it is. Everyone's still here. There are bands that can pull this off still. Like it was actually really impressive. He was great.
So he's supposed to, I think, make a country album. He's going to go country.
Okay.
I think I heard that somewhere. That. He was on Rogan a few months ago. Post Malone, I know you're listening to my show. Please come on and let's talk about Mars. He was all about aliens. He was all about pyramids on Mars. I was sold. I was like, let's discuss this, man. We are watching some of the same stuff on YouTube.
I listened to that too because he's out in Utah, I think.
Yeah, he's somewhere. Yeah,
he's somewhere. He has a bunch of acres. He believes in aliens, all this stuff. Yeah,
I was very excited hearing that.
Yeah,
and he was like out aliening Rogan. Where Rogan's like, I'm not sure I heard about that. He's like, no, you got to listen to me. Like, I heard this. I was watching.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
he just did the Country Music Awards. He came on and played a song with Morgan Wallen and like 2 other people, and he hit it. Like he could sing. I mean, homeboy can do whatever he wants, and I'm like super impressed with him. You want him to do 90s rock, he'll do 90s. He'll do rap. He'll do everything. It's great. And my daughter's obsessed with him now too, which probably shouldn't play him as much as we do because she's like, Mommy, bad word. I'm like, dude, I know. I'm sorry. But as long as she's acknowledging.
So as long as she's not calling you out for it, like, Mom, he uses the same words you do. Yeah. I only learned from Post. Like I'm sorry. Yeah.
Post, he told me to.
Yeah. Don't say a posty word. That would be nice and cute as she's dropping F-bombs at her teacher.
At her school. Yeah, that'd be great. Post, he told me to.
That's great. All right. August 8th, New Kids on the Block.
not my scene. It never was. It never was.
Not going. So this is like the 80s. Again, New Kids on the Block. Are they pulling in 25,000, 20,000 people?
40-year-olds? Yes.
Yeah, but if they did a 90s tour, like where like
Oh, that's
who
true.
else are you pulling with? Or an 80s tour? Like where is your get the Fresh Prince? Bring out DJ Jazzy Jeff. Go
Mhm.
get or do a boy band tour or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. August 9th, Kids Bop Live. You guys do any Kids Bop in the house?
Negative. No way.
Negative. Real artist only. So this is besides, it's Kids Bop. This is my problem. This is playing a Friday at 7 p.m. Who listens to Kids Bop? I don't know, 3-year-olds to 7-year-olds, and then you should be mixing in the real stuff for them at that point.
Hmm.
7 p.m. on a Friday.
No.
Like, can you guys do 2 p.m. on a Saturday? Can you I don't know.
What parent hates their life that much? They're like, Friday night, yeah, let's rally. We're gonna go
Let's
see
do this.
Bop.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you that liquor bill is sky high. They're like, actually, we sell the most alcohol ever during Kids Bop.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, I'm getting rocked.
Yeah.
August 17th, Barbie the movie in concert. I'm not even sure what that means.
No, sir.
No. August 21st, Bush, Jerry Cantrell, and Candlebox.
I have a soft spot for Gavin Rossdale, so I would definitely go see Bush. I've seen them a couple of times. They actually sound great still, and he's super interactive. I saw him at the Electric Factory. He jumped down and went in the crowd. I'm like, all right, you're still doing this.
I would like to see Bush. Insert your jokes there. I would like to see Bush, and I just don't think that's the right venue for them.
They're playing Hard Rock and AC too.
So I'd be more interested in that.
Yeah.
I do wish they maybe were playing with like one other person that I'd be really psyched to see. So two people I've had plenty of opportunities to go see Bush. I never did. Foo Fighters, I have not seen. I feel like I have to check them off my list. I need to go see them.
That's such a sore spot with me because we were going to go see them, got tickets, and then Taylor died, and we never got to see them, and I'm like so bummed about it.
Yeah, that's tough. They do the See Here Now festival. They've done it at least 1 or 2 times. I'm always on a family vacation that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Just never gets greenlit of like, case I'm just going to leave for like 9 hours and come back probably a little drunk.
Yeah.
Somehow it doesn't get greenlit.
It's a day under.
Yep.
Who's drumming for them now? Did they ever pick a permanent drummer? I don't think they did.
I don't know. I don't know if they did or not.
Mm.
All right. Avril Lavigne, Simple Plan, and Girlfriends. I'm not sure if it's Simple Plan's Girlfriends or if the band is Girlfriends.
Nope.
No.
Nah.
Cage the Elephant, Young the Giant, and Bakar.
No. I never got into any of them.
No. Kids Bop Live a second time. Go ahead.
Oh, no, thank you. Josh Freese from the Vandals is the drummer for Foo Fighters right now. So that's good.
I wonder if that's just like this tour, if that's permanent.
Yeah, it's saying from 2023 to now. So I don't know if it's just for the tour or not, but
yeah. All right. Yeah, that's sad that Taylor died and yeah, that's tough. And Dave Grohl, like still like all the stuff that guy's gone through and like still comes out the other side.
His book's great. It's a good read if you get bored.
His book, I was gonna say, and he seems like a really nice guy. He seems grateful for what he has and still appreciative that people even listen to him.
And I'm pretty sure he has a vacay house in Delaware.
Oh, we have to go crash it.
Yeah, we'll go stalk.
Yeah. Bret Michaels, August 30th.
Nope. It's like Rock of Love number 25. He's still looking.
Yeah. Hey, any day now he'll find it. I feel if there were more people, an 80s tour, give me some White Snake, put some more people on here.
Yep.
Can Bret Michaels go with Motley Crue? Can Bret Michaels open up for Guns N' Roses? Like,
if Axl shows up on time.
Well, if not, then Bret Michaels slides in. It's fine.
Yeah. Green Day is also coming to Citizens Bank with Smashing Pumpkins.
I saw the Pumpkins play a couple years ago. Noel Gallagher's Flying Birds opened. It was at Camden. It was cool. I feel like they need a smaller venue.
Yeah, I feel like Citizens Bank is trying to pull in some concerts right now. And they have Rancid opening. So I would totally go see that lineup. That's like right in my wheelhouse. I've never got to see Green Day live. I would like to go see them, but Smashing Pumpkins I never got to see either. So
yeah, if the sound doesn't sound right at the venue that you're at, and it kind of just ruins the whole show. And
I wonder how the sound carries there.
For Citizens Bank Park, I saw Jimmy. Hey, whatever. I was probably pretty lit for Jimmy Buffett, and very different music that he plays there anyway. But they had Billy Joel and Elton John were playing there. I think Pink just played there last summer, so I guess it's good enough, or whatever the cut is for Citizens Bank Park to be like, hey, tear up our outfield and we'll just fix it for the Phillies.
Yeah.
All right, last thing in Homedale, Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper.
They're also coming to Camden. I've seen Rob Zombie so much. He's fun. He's a $20 concert.
So the Live Nation, maybe like a 10% off coupon, you would go check it out.
Yeah, I've seen him so many. And I've seen Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper also puts on a great show.
Alice Cooper, this has had to be maybe 2015 or 16. This was Motley Crue's last tour. They signed paperwork saying in Las Vegas they would never tour again. They have since gone on tour since then. I feel like I should get my money back. I found tickets for $10. I went with my older brother. Alice Cooper's opening up. I'm like, okay, I know some Alice Cooper. I saw Billy Madison. Like, all right, I know.
I saw Wayne's World.
Oh, Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Sorry. Ruined my whole joke there. Thanks for saving
I'm sorry.
me.
I'm sorry.
No, not you. No, I ruined my own joke. I didn't even know what I was talking about. Alice Cooper put on an opera. There was like a Nurse Ratched type person with like blood spewing out of her neck and like insane. And then Motley Crue comes up, best $10 I ever spent.
Oh, dude, I saw Kiss at Tweeter Center. Wow, God, I forget who opened. MMR
With
did
Aerosmith?
it might have been. It was $9.33. MMR did a special. It was the best $10 I've ever spent in my entire life. Full year doing pyrotechnics. They were floating over the crowd. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I saw Kiss and Aerosmith's had to be early 2000s and worth every penny.
Yeah.
Just
I
like
wonder if
just
it's the same
perfect.
show. It's probably the same show.
Yeah, half these conversations end with like, I was probably pretty lit for the show at that point.
Yeah.
I wasn't driving a lot back then. I'm making up for it a lot now. Do a lot of the DD now. Back then it was like, I just have to stumble to the train and get there. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
Don't worry about it.
Make it home. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I have a hard cutoff. I have real things to do, apparently. Thank you so much for coming on.
Anytime, Bri.
Do you want people to find you? Where can people find you? If people are interested in like what the best up and coming show is, do you want them reaching out to you?
I mean, no, I'm all right.
Yeah. All right. Karen is out there somewhere. You can find her if you know where to find her. If not, your loss.
Thanks, Bri. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, we'll do this again. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll talk to you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. All right, everyone. That was our show. Don't forget to leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you stream your podcast. Like and follow the podcast on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date in all things wild and weird. Check out the links in the show notes for more information on our guest. The biggest support you can offer is to tell everyone about the podcast. Until next time.